projects knows that they're often beset with cost overruns or time overruns, and research in the construction industry has identified that typically 20% of all expenditure is through error. Now that cost and that time can be absolutely slashed if you can just get the team working right and the collaboration right, so that you have a mutual understanding of the objectives of the project. Firstly, we're all technical engineers and architects, so we have a deep understanding of construction. Secondly, we've been intimately involved with the Get It Right initiative, developing training to specifically understand and target what goes wrong on projects. So a project workshop is a tailored workshop that brings together the whole of a project team. And it's all about accelerating the maturity of that team to ensure they've got good mutual understanding, are able to collaborate, and ultimately it means that you're not going to make errors on the project. Before the workshop, we'd liaise with the client to get a good understanding of the situation with the project. So not just what the project is, but actually are there any underlying drivers or issues that we really need to focus on? And we then tailor a workshop specifically to your needs. And then typically a workshop would have two elements. The first element is about getting that team really working. And the second element of the session is looking in detail at the actual project itself and ensuring a thorough mutual understanding. So getting the project team working, we have a number of techniques we use. One of them is what we call a biases exercise. So we create a safe environment where people are encouraged to be really open and have what I term the real conversation. We then look at the real project organisation, not just the organogram, but actually who does work together, who needs to work together. And we can then explore techniques of communication. So thinking about closed loop communication and are we genuinely communicating effectively? And we can develop a communications charter to agree that. So by understanding the project organisation, people can identify who they need to communicate with. And we then run a speed dating event, which means that not only have you identified who you really need to communicate with, but you've actually met them and know how to communicate with those people. Understanding the project starts off with the fundamental question of why. Why are we doing this? And it's vital that everyone in the project team has a clear understanding of the intent. So that's really about zooming out and then zooming back in on the project. The next step is making sure you understand different people's perspective of the project. What does it mean to different disciplines? And once we've got that mutual understanding, we're then in a position to actually get into a bit of the weeds of the project. Typically, any project, whether it's a design or delivery, if there's capital expenditure of £1 million or more, these really should be a no-brainer. But where they really have very obvious impact is when you have a handover. So it might be when you appoint new designers or when you appoint contractors to do the delivery, and it ensures that the information is passed from one group to the next and really promotes that mutual understanding. The other point where they're really useful is if your project is struggling. If you're struggling with collaboration, you can use this workshop as a way of resetting your project so that you can succeed.